Alright, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a review of the A7 knee sleeves. I know a lot of people are always in the market for sleeves. They're new lifters every day and stuff like that. And this is a fairly new product, and I figured that with Black Friday and the holidays around the corner, this would be a perfect time to review these and hopefully help some people out. So I figured the best way to review these knee sleeves is actually to compare it to the gold standard, which is the SBD knee sleeve, right? So a lot of people already have these or have used these and have an idea of how these feel and how they work and stuff. So first off, I just want to let you guys know that I don't have any affiliations with these companies. There's no bias in this review, and I hope you guys can trust that. I'm just gonna tell you guys my honest opinion on both of these sleeves. Alright guys, so first thing I'm gonna go over is the quality of both of these products. So both of them are good products. They're put together really well. I've had the A7s for about 3 weeks or so, maybe a month, and I haven't had problems with them. But the SBD I've had for like 3 or 4 years, so either 2013 or 2014, but I haven't had a single problem with this, and honestly, unbiasedly, I think the SBD is a higher quality sleeve. So the stitching pattern on these is a little different. For the A7, it's just one kind of stitching straight through the back. It's only on the back. The whole sleeve kind of flattens out like this, and it's one stitching right here. For the SBD, it kind of loops from the front, and it goes through to the back, and then back to the front. Right, so I'm not sure the difference this makes as far as the movement of your squat and stuff, or the structural rigidity of the sleeve. But I just feel like when you hold them in your hands, the SBD feels a lot more solid. And another reason for that is that the SBD is thicker. So the neoprene, or whatever material it is, I'm not really sure. Yeah, neoprene is a lot thicker here. Like even if I do flatten it, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like the thickness of them is quite different, right? So I think the SBD is a higher quality sleeve, and this is reflected in the price as well. Also, I'm not sure if you guys can tell this on the camera, but they are slightly different heights. So the SBD is a little bit taller, and if you guys notice, this is most noticeable in the back, right? So on the back you can see that the A7 kind of comes in like this, kind of comes in at the top and at the bottom. So you get less coverage on the back of the A7, and you still get a lot of coverage on the back of the SBD. So yeah, you guys notice this is like the same height both front and back, and this kind of tapers. So overall, I have to say that the SBD I think is a higher quality product, and it just shows no signs of like giving up, and I've had it for years like you guys know, and I haven't had a single problem with it. A7 looks like it might split apart in like a year or two. The stitching doesn't look as reliable, and it's just kind of like, you can kind of see that it's like stitched together, whereas the SBD is just solid, you know? And this is reflected in the price. So the A7 is $59.95, so about 60 bucks. It is quite a bit cheaper than many of the other knee sleeves on the market, like the Yellow Jackets, the Mark Bell strong sleeves and stuff, and of course cheaper than the SBD. The SBD is $82.50, so $22.50 more. Quite a bit of a percentage difference there, maybe like 30% or something. And in my honest opinion, I think the extra $22.50, if money's not too big of an issue for you, is worth it for the SBD. Alright, next guys, I'm going to go over the usage of both of these products. So I'm going to go over it in a powerlifting standpoint, and I do believe that this was made as a competitor for the SBD. So first of all guys, for powerlifting you use knee sleeves to prevent injury, but more importantly and honestly, you use knee sleeves to increase the amount of weight you can push on your squat. Anyone who tells you otherwise is a fucking liar, and they're lying to your fucking face. If someone tells you that the SBD doesn't help you put weight on your squat, they are fucking lying to you. So I actually got this pair because I was reading and I heard that people were saying that it's more springy and gives you more rebound out of the hole than the SBD does. And I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, because the SBD, honestly, I would say puts 25 to 30 pounds on my squat, at least, right? I really get that much rebound out of it. And I got these, and I have to say I was disappointed. I don't get as much compression or rebound out of these as I do with the SBDs. And here's the thing guys, a lot of competitive powerlifters will size down quite a bit for their knee sleeves to get more rebound out of the hole, right? And this is actually just a small. These SBDs are small, and they actually ran out of smalls for the A7, so I got an extra small. And I still feel like I get more rebound out of the hole from the SBD. So for usage, I had to say the SBD kicks the A7's ass. The thickness, I guess the full length of it and everything just makes it a lot more compressive, and you get way more rebound out of the hole. This isn't bad, but it's I'd maybe get 15 pounds out of this, whereas I get 25 to 30 out of this. So if you're looking to be a competitive powerlifter, SBD kicks A7's ass. And next thing I'm going to go over guys is the ease of putting these on. So the biggest gripe I have with the SBD is that it's fucking awful to put on. Every time I put on the SBDs, my cuticles tear apart and shit. It's honestly fucking difficult and even painful to put these on. Like, your hands are split apart, you're fucking, like, it's a bad time putting these on. They're awful. The A7 is easier to put on. It definitely is a lot less painful to put on, but it's still quite a bit of work. So it's definitely a winner in that category. For practicality, yeah, definitely a lot easier to put on. With this, like with these, I can't even fucking put them on without baby powder, or I have to put these on over compression pants. With these, I can just go bare skin and like I'll be able to get them on still. So if you guys don't want to fucking die when you put on your knee sleeves, or don't want to wear compression pants or carry baby powder around all the time, I think this is the better choice if you just want to slip on some knee sleeves to get a little bit of boost on your squat. See, I can't even fucking get this all the way up because it keeps bunching back here and I literally can't even pull it up. These are horrible to put on. As far as comfort once they are on, I do think the SBD is the winner there. It's a little more compressive, and I do think it does a better job of keeping your knee warm through the whole workout and stuff. And this is probably due to the fact that it's longer all around and it is thicker. The SBD just feels like it does a great job of keeping everything together. As far as enhancing safety, I really don't think I'm in a position to say which one is better at that. I don't think anyone is, unless there are like some studies to say that, but they both do a good job of keeping your knees feeling safe and warm and stuff. Just anecdotally, I can't say this like is proven or anything. I think the SBD does a better job of keeping everything together. So I'd have to say these do feel better in that regard as well. And I think the last thing I need to go over is usage in competition. So these aren't IPF approved yet. You can't use them in IPF world level meets, and you can't use them in USAPL meets either. Maybe local meets, but you can't use them for like state and national meets. You can use them with USPA, but not with USAPL. These are IPF approved, of course. You can use them in any powerlifting federation. They've been approved by everyone, and if you get these, you'll be safe to use in competition. If you get these, you have to check with the meet director and see if they'll let you use this. Alright guys, so now I'm going to give you guys my final verdict on all this. I have to say I think the SBD is the better knee sleeve, and if I were to recommend one, it'd be this. So from a powerlifting standpoint, I have to say that I recommend the SBD. And that's because you get more rebound out of it, you can push more weight with it, and I feel like it does a better job of just holding your knee together and holding everything together. It is a bitch to put on, but if you're using it for powerlifting, you're just going to have to suck it up and get these things on because they do help you push a lot more weight. The A7 is a decent competitor, but I think where it excels is its pricing. So if money is tight, I do say that this wouldn't be a bad choice. Honestly, I'd still say to just suck it up, cough up the extra 20 bucks to get these. They are worth it in my opinion, but if you're a cheap motherfucker and you want to fucking just skimp out on 20 bucks and you're not too concerned about pushing more weight and just want to get a knee sleeve on, I guess you can get away with this. The quality isn't quite as good, and the purpose and usage of it isn't quite as good either. But it is cheaper and it's easier to put on. But honestly, if you're just trying to get a knee sleeve that's like, you know, there to get on and, you know, keep your knees warm and stuff, I have to say that even this is better. So the Rehband. So I haven't gone over this in the video, but Rehbands are a classic. They aren't used for the purpose of pushing more weight at all. You can tell because they're actually slightly bent like this, whereas these are straight. These are to force knee extension, right? The SBDs are to force knee extension, which is why they help you push more weight, and so are these. So these were made to compete against these. This isn't to do that. It's just to keep your knees warm and just to give you a sense of like safety in the hole and stuff. So I think if you're not concerned about pushing weight, I had to recommend the Rehband because these are super easy to put on. Their purpose is great for what it is. In training, I'll often use Rehbands just because it's so much easier to put on than the SBDs, and like when I'm not too concerned about pushing more weight in training and I just want to feel warmth at my knee and stuff, then I'll go with the Rehband. So the Rehbands are priced at 38 bucks for one, and you have to buy them individually. You have to buy each sleeve separately. So totals out to like what, just short of 80 bucks, right? What, 76 bucks or something? So 76 bucks over this, and this is 60 bucks about, right? So I had to say that this doesn't beat either of these sleeves in either aspect. So if you're trying to push more weight and be competitive in powerlifting, SBD. If you just want to get some warmth on your knees in training and just like not have to worry about fucking like struggling to put the knee sleeves on, Rehband. So this is just kind of in between, and I guess if you're okay with that, then these aren't a bad choice at all. They are cheaper than both of them, so I guess if you just want to put a little more weight on your squat, maybe like 10-15 pounds, and still have it be a bitch to put on, but not as much of a bitch as SBD, then I guess this is alright too. So yeah guys, that's the review. I really do hope you guys find it useful. Hopefully that helps you choose which sleeve you want, or like if you're trying to get sleeves for someone as a gift or something during this holiday season. Hopefully that helps you with your choice. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys found it useful, please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.